All right, what's up, live stream people? It's Friday. Got something to fidget with here. Nothing. These aren't anything special. I just accidentally put them in my pocket and brought them here from my house. But what's going on? Another Friday. These weeks move fast. We're one day closer to dead. So that's bad news. Good news is it's whatever Friday means to you. To me, it means I get to come to my garage without all these people here bothering me, which is always exciting. And I'm probably going to come over and do my first go at mounting and balancing some tires. So I'm guaranteed to jack up my Tesla wheels. That's going to be a sad thing, but I think I might be able to do it. I just need some time to figure it out.
Are you watching YouTube videos? Are you inviting your tire buddies over?
No. I'm just going to go for it. They showed me generally how to do it, and I'm going to not read any instructions and figure it out.
Gotcha.
They suggested I go to the junkyard. I said, well, the Tesla is the junkyard, so it's good. It's a good thing. So, yeah, that's where we're at. I'm excited for that.
All right, so let's see here. Did you see today's thumbnail here? This is a pretty good one.
Yeah. We started the pressure washing project. We got a lot of updates for you here today. I've got a new outlook on life. Get my life back together, getting everything's organized, things are getting done, my cabinets are painted. You're going to want to go become members Inside the Hex. We hit 2,000 members, solid active members for the first time. We've been hovering around 1,900 and something. We give a little and gain a little, but it's my new goal is to have 10,000 members. So I'm going to do whatever it takes.
20% of the way there.
Yeah.
Oh no, my captions are on. I got to turn that off.
Oh yeah, you don't want that. You don't need to see that. I speak so eloquently, you wouldn't need to have some captions on there.
So the thumbnail is you and the pressure washers, and we did actually film a video today of the first one.
Oh, I was feeling pretty spicy in that one. You're going to like that one. The entertainment value is high in the pressure washing project. So, did you look up what episode we're on?
No, I didn't.
I thought, yeah. So we're somewhere in the 20s or 30s. So this was like episode 27 or something of the pressure washing project. So I didn't realize it's been 3 years since we did our last video. It's nuts. Yeah, I couldn't believe it. And so 3 years ago, we finished the pressure washing project, and so now there's a lot of new old, repackaged pressure washers, basically, as we found from the statistics. So I did the Ryobis today. There were 3 new Ryobis. We have 8 new Greenworks. We have 15. How do they have 15? It's the same freaking pressure washer over and over again. Either. 15 new Sunjos to do. We have, how many ARs was it?
10 or 11.
Yeah, 10 or 11 ARs. I did buy the Adams Professional, so that's inbound. So I spent almost $9,000 on pressure washers. And then keep an eye out if you want a deal. The pressure washers, and we're going to do it much quicker this time. I don't want to sit on all these pressure washers. So we're going to put together an OG Ultimate package, which is gun, wand, hose, all the accessories, all the things you need. And so we'll be putting the Ryobis up here. Send Chris lots of emails. Send him an email if you want one of them. But basically what I do is just give away the pressure washer, depending on how much the pressure washer was. But mark it, 100 or 150, $200 off of the package, and just have to crunch the numbers and just try to kind of break even on the deal. And then somebody gets a full setup with basically a free pressure washer. So that helps me to to not eat that $9,000 of pressure washers, and we can move them out of here. And then the one that doesn't sell, I go smash with the sledge axe.
Correct. So to clarify, you buy the ultimate kit, right? The ultimate kit, and you get the pressure washer essentially for free.
Yeah.
So you got to buy it. Don't be emailing, hey, I want this, but not that, and that, but not this. No, you get the kit, and you get your pressure washer.
Chris, you just take their money however they want to give it to us. How's that sound?
All right.
Yeah. You make it easy on them. Because the thing is, we got 25 people that want each one of them. So, but yeah, we this time I'm pre-selling them. Let's get them out of here. If you want one of the Greenworks or one of the Sunjos, you want to pre-buy it. We'll make sure that we ship it out the minute I'm done with it. I hope to be done with the pressure washing videos, probably maybe not next week, but the following week. So I'm going to try to do the Greenworks early next week. and then keep an eye out on the channel for the videos getting published on that stuff. Their hour that was probably an hour today.
Yeah, today was the longest one.
Yeah, because I was recapping a lot and talking about guns and wands and all that stuff.
And walking through the process of here's exactly how we do this.
Yeah.
And you haven't seen this done by anyone else ever online. Let's see.
Yeah, it's so freaking funny how, now there's like 10 YouTube channels of different guys that are just copying the same thing. Like, get your own testing procedure. This is mine. I made it. It's terrible. It's not even a good testing procedure. And they do it worse because they don't have my charisma and my vast knowledge and extreme good looks. They don't have any of that, and yet they just look terrible. At least give me some credit, for gosh sakes, if you're going to copy it. Say, hey, I figured out this. I learned this system from the Obsessed Garage guy. And then learn my name. The Matt Mormon Obsessed Garage. Thanks for now giving me something to make videos of. And then they get 50,000 views and I get 6. How does that happen? So maybe my estimation of charisma and character is an overestimation.
You've been generous there.
Yeah. That's because they put some twinkle music on there and cut it down to make it look like they're super smart and they didn't make any mistakes and everything was perfect. We found today there was some metal in one of them and then it clogged the nozzle and locked it on, and so I had to show you how to take that off. It's good. It's a good deal.
I got a good question for you. I think you'll like this one.
Okay.
In the chat from Matt Kirsch.
Okay.
Hi, Matt and Chris. Any recommendations on good protein powders? As I get older, I'm a lot more interested in what I'm actually putting into my body and worry about the unregulated nature of protein.
Yeah, I don't know about the unregulated part. I like Progenics the best. I always have. They've gotten a bad rap about some, shady ingredients in their stuff before, though. But it's rather expensive. But that's the only protein that I ever use. Progenics, more muscle, Progenics Recovery. They'll have another 2 of them that I don't think are as good as the originals. But
peanut butter smash is the flavor again.
Yeah, I really like that when it first came out. That one to me has a real artificial sweetener taste to me that I don't like. I just like the chocolate. The vanilla's no good. Strawberry's no good. The other ones, the cookies and cream's no good. You just want frickin' chocolate.
I also like JYM protein. Let's do some research on that one. That's good too. I had Progenics this morning. It's delicious. I'm scared it tastes too good to actually be.
That's the risk. It's like it's legitimately good.
It is good.
You could even dunk it in just warm tap water, and it's still decent. Yeah.
So Progenics or JYM. Check those out. Let's see. Our big-headed buddy James came to visit this week. He said, "Afternoon, Chris and Matt had a great visit this week. He got the grand tour. Apologies for interrupting everyone's lunch breaks. That's all right."
Speaking of Grand Tour, I need to make a post on what's called the old Instagram. There's a local German car club that's putting on a show. It's going to be terrible, but they're doing a show in at Harbor Hills, which is my home, my
neighborhood.
Thank you, my homestead, my neighborhood. And I figured instead of it being a local goofball event, let's make it cool. And so I want to basically make it like an OG meetup. So me and all the guys here, so I bought eight spots to show the cars, if you will, which I don't really care about. It'll be just as fun parking your car on the in the parking lot on the street. But if you want to get a spot, what's it called? It's the All German Car Show. I'll post it on Instagram, but it's going to be here at Harbor Hills in my community, and it's October 16th from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. And let's get a bunch of cool cars, get a bunch of people come and hang out. We can just hang out all day. It'd be fun. If you want to come over to the house, check out the garage, all that stuff.
All right, October 16th, Saturday.
Yeah.
Harbor Hills.
And we'll have a caravan. We'll park freaking 100 cars on the street, get in more trouble with the HOA. And it'll be fun. Yeah, so I got to make a post on it. So October 16th, 10 to 2, so you probably have to be there at like 9. So if you want to get a ticket, I got to figure out I don't even know this. I don't think I can Google it. I'll just have to post the stuff on Instagram. So I'll post that after the podcast, which means it'll be 3 days from now. So
write a reminder right now.
Shoot.
All German Car Show. Let's see. Daniel wants to know. He says, "Hey there, team. I have a crappy Greenworks. Should I get the active or wait a year for the Krensla? I guess save up some money for the Krensla stuff."
Yeah, I probably would. I mean, the delta between your Greenworks and the active, I mean, you'll notice it. But, yeah, I mean, if the Greenworks is functioning, I'd be inclined to just sit tight with that. As much as I want to sell you 2 pressure washers, I'd sit tight with that and then go to the Krensla. Make sure you have all the the latest hose and gun and fittings and all that stuff. I'd be inclined to sort of prepare yourself for that. Get like the the Mosmatic fittings and things like that, and you'll be prepared for when the Krensla comes.
Let's see. We have an update from Bryce or Mike, one of them here in the chat. We've done 22 episodes total with 35 videos total on the pressure washing project.
Yeah, thanks. So today was episode 23.
J.L. Hakey wants to know, did Matty get his new iPhone 13 Pro Max today?
No, I ordered it. I'm too lazy to go to the store to get it, so I ordered it. Mine's due, October 16th or something like that. I put the darn reminder on my calendar. I probably would have gotten it next week if I had bought it when I was supposed to. I did a filled out. They now allow you to go in and set up the pre-order, like where you can go fill out all the information. You just have to click yes at the end when they open it up. So they do a to the pre-order, and I did that, but then I didn't do the pre-order until the next day. So I was supposed to do on Monday. I ordered on Tuesday, so I'll get it. But there's really not any difference. It's the same freaking phone. But the hack, the cool part is they're giving $780 for your iPhone 12 Pro Max, and then the new phone's $1,100, and so that's pretty cool. So it only cost me $300 to get a new phone. I like that.
Let's see here. We have Improved Garage. We have a super chat, $10 US. Can I get an update on the making of hoses? That would be our own hoses. How are they better than the MTM hoses? Thanks in advance.
I don't know yet. I don't know how they're going to be. We're going to find out. And the first is they're going to be better because they're going to be here, right? So supposedly the 26th of this month. So what is that? What is today? 23rd. So supposedly Monday. We have 50,000 feet of the raw hose, 100,000 fittings, and 100,000 bend restrictors are being sent, supposedly shipped from Texas, where I'm buying the hose. This is an American, although didn't it say made in Mexico? This is an American manufacturer right in Texas on the border, and I think they do some manufacturing in Mexico. So it's an American-made hose versus the Cobra Jet's a Chinese-made hose, which is fine. But the I don't know how much better the quality is, if any. It's going to cost about the same. And this is going to be our foray into having hoses for Black Friday and the rest of the year. Because all these Cobra Jet hoses we just got, I'm sure they'll sell out like today or tomorrow or next week. And so it's the goal eventually is to be able to provide, custom lengths. And then we're going to search for different fittings, like stainless steel fittings on the ends, those crimp-on connections, different bend restrictors, some different options. If you want a 22.73-foot hose, we'll be able to make it. So we're going to offer a custom service. You can buy in 1-foot increments. So we'll have a custom program. That'll be a slight premium for that. But if you needed like a 28-inch whip hose for your jumper hose because you wanted it to work directly, we'll be able to make that stuff. So I don't know the quality of the Cobra Jet is great. I mean, it's super pliable. But what I'm hoping to be able to do is to source like different colors, different sizes. We'll certainly be able to make different sizes, have different premium connectors on the end, and then of course have a custom program.
We had a suggestion here in the chat for Terra's, TERA''S whey protein.
The key for me in whey is it has to taste good.
Yeah.
And most of it tastes terrible.
All right, so thank you, whoever that was. Let's see. Oh, and we have a suggestion from Joe. That was Brad who recommended that. Joe says, rather than protein powder, make smoothies with Greek yogurt. No artificial anything and pretty low calories. I like Greek yogurt. It's pretty decent. From Joe Cox, Super Chat, $5. Did you hire or do you hire someone to clean your house? We have a new house that's on the big side, and we're finding we can't keep up with extra space. A bit hesitant.
Yeah. I mean, we fight this forever. That's a hard person to hire. It's hard to get anybody that wants to do that job, and so the people that you get generally aren't too vested in it. So you have to. I think you have to do one of two things. You're going to get really lucky, and you're going to find someone who's just just gifted at cleaning and really. I guess no one really enjoys it, but really is just a hustler. That's hard to find. I've never been fortunate enough to find anybody like that. You're going to get mediocre results, very likely, unless you're just paying way above market. Paying $200-300 every time someone comes to clean your house. I found that you have to be wary of services where it's like a company that does a service, because then you just get a bunch of random people every time. Sometimes with a service you can have it set up where you get the same person, over and over. But it's a hard thing to hire. It's hard for you to explain what you want, and it's one of those things you kind of have to be really demanding. And you have to stay on top. It's like any employee. You have to set an expectation and put agreements in place. You're going to show up on time. I want you to make sure that I'm a priority. We've done that before. We're super nice. And because we're super nice, we're the first person who gets canceled all the time. Even though we're paying them the most, because most of these people are not money motivated. If they were, they wouldn't be doing that. And so they're motivated to not work as much as possible. And so you have to sort of try to identify that. I think a lot of times, if you can find an immigrant, someone who's new to the country, who is just a hustler, you can get a good result. And to me, it's never about the money. It's about the getting someone who cares and really wants to do it and wants to improve. But I've yet to really get anybody doing that like is inquisitive. Hey, should I change this? What would you like me to do? Would you like me to, how does this look? No one's ever done that. So it's a really hard profession to hire, unless you just, so a lot of times you want to ask your friends, ask people, your local people, do they have someone they could share with you? A lot of times they won't tell you. Say, I'm not going to steal, I'm going to supplement. Can we maybe, have somebody full time and, share them, something like that. Get 3 or 4 people together. And then give someone, salary, and maybe one of you owns a business. You can give benefits or something like that. That's something that I'm interested in pursuing in the future, is having someone I could, hire on staff on payroll, and then have them clean all the facilities, and then maybe share them, maybe subcontract them out to, to some of my friends that would help subsidize the cost.
Let's see, we have, and Brad, our own Brad Bacon chimed in, said he's the first at OGHQ with the new 13. He got his today.
The new what?
Your iPhone, so he beat you to it.
Oh, that's fine. I don't need to be the first.
Let's see.
A phone is one of those things, I've said this a bunch, where in the beginning it really bothered me spending a lot of money, and then I realized it's the only thing in your life you use all day, every day. Spend whatever it takes to have the best version of it. I like having the new one, and your battery's never an issue, and you don't become a baby with your phone on a charger all the time.
My RS Life asked a question about something we mentioned here. He says, so, are the 50-foot MTM hoses back in stock? Status said delayed, but site shows the packages are back in stock. So here's the deal on that. So I brought it with me. We received 175 of them today, and I'm looking it up right now. We have, of those 175, there are now 35 left. Some of them were already committed to people who had ordered before, and then once those notifications went out, other people have ordered. So then now we have 35 left. We also got 68 of the 100-foot hoses in, and now there are 43 of those left.
Okay, that's good.
Now, the interesting thing, this was the second order that was shipped out to us 5 days later than the bigger order, and this one got here first. So we have a bigger order coming. It was supposed to be here 4 or 5 days ago, and it's not. So it'll be here hopefully Monday or Tuesday.
How many's coming on the bigger order?
400 of the 50-foot hoses.
Oh, sick. Okay, that's what I thought.
That was supposed to have already been here, but it's stuck in Jacksonville for some reason, along with our gallon bottles for drying aid. So not sure what's going on in Jacksonville, but that's freight shipping in 2021. That's how it works.
I don't understand what's happened. Why would shipping be a problem? Did everybody quit? Because those are generally pretty high-paying jobs. It's not something that, getting a government stimulus check or unemployment's going to, pay more than like a driver. Some of those guys make $100,000. You know, they make a lot of money. Some of them, if they're hustlers and they drive as much as they can, and if they're delivering a lot, I think they they get credit for their deliveries and and size of the order and overrides for not damaging things and stuff like that. It just doesn't make any sense. The whole thing is a freaking mess.
All right, we have a listener from India here in the chat, or Indonesia, sorry. From Indonesia, Widigja. I screwed that up. I apologize. Why do you use a 3/8 inch pressure washer hose instead of a 1/4 inch pressure washer hose? What is the benefit?
That's a good question. The main reason is nobody makes a 1/4 inch hose. I'm pursuing this. We're going to head down this path. Mosmatic makes a really interesting, a nice 1/4 inch hose. The problem with 1/4 inch hoses is that they, a single wire 1/4 inch hose. You got basically essentially the same amount of wire that you'd have at a 3/8. So it makes it have a really strong memory. It always wants to bounce back. So if it's coiled up, it stays coiled up. If it's straight, it stays straight. It's hard to coil up. And so nobody makes a good high-quality 1/4 inch hose. Most companies don't make high-quality stout 1/4 inch fittings, for the end of the hose, the crimp-on fittings. And so that's why you never see it. I've never found a good hose. Most of the 1/4 inch hoses are poly hoses, which are terrible. They kink immediately. So it's just not really an option. I mean, the stock hose on the Krenzla K1122 is a 1/4 inch. And that hose isn't super great, and it's not super pliable, and it's the textured black type hose, and it's not actually 1/4 inch, whatever the metric equivalent is. But that's why it just doesn't. They don't have it. No one makes them.
Let's see. James wants to know, what case do you use when you get your iPhones? What cases?
I have switched between the iPhone leather and the iPhone the rubber one. The problem with the rubber one is, and I'm pretty gentle on my phones, the corners always get kind of beat up. And so this is the second one. So I usually end up with 2 or 3 rubber cases in the 1-year lifespan or 9-month lifespan of the phone that I have. This time I'm going back to leather on the 13.
We've got a super chat here from Tom Suman, $50 US. I just received my initial garage design from Kyle in the drafting room. Kyle's plan is more than expected. He has been great to work with. I'll be honoring the source. Thank you.
That's awesome, man. Yeah, he's good. He's getting better by the day, and we're going to build something freaking amazing that everybody's going to aspire to use and have. And it's exciting. It's exciting to me. I'm sure it's exciting for Kyle too, and I'm telling you, it's going to be freaking fantastic. We've got we've hired one. I'm probably hiring 2 more for design because you guys have been awesome and hitting us up and buying, $20, $40, $60, $80,000, $300,000 garages. That's what keeps us in business and affords us the ability to keep chasing and making stuff. I just sold another set of Core 59s before I came in here. The Core 59s are so freaking good. Just wait. The audio stuff is going to be really cool. It's going to be our best produced content and our most sophisticated version, where we're showing you all the detail on how to hook it up and all of that. We're moving in the right direction, I think.
Let's see. Joe in the chat claims that he has a dilemma here.
Okay.
He used to have a 991.1 C2S cab manual. Sold that as it wasn't engaging enough. Now have a 997.2 Turbo S. Better, but still want more on engagement. 991.1 GT3 worth the jump?
Oh yeah.
Question mark.
Yeah, that'll solve your boredom problem. You have to get an exhaust for it. So if you want to ride stock, you'll eventually get bored of that. You have to remember, though, when you make that transition to a GT car, that you're going to feel a little weird, like it's going to be clanging and banging, and you hear the flywheel, and especially when you come directly from a turbo that's so refined. It's kind of herky jerky, clangy, tinny. It sounds like a race car, so you need to be prepared for that. I'll never forget the day that I took my problematic 991.1 C2S and traded it in for my GT3, and I pulled away. I'm like, what did I do? When the thing came to a stop, it was jerking and felt like it was going to stall out. I'm like, oh my gosh, what did I do? And at that time, no one had them. Like, I was like, one of the first 150 people in the country to get the car, and it freaked me out big time.
All right, let's see. We have someone asked about this. Why we have this? So there are new additions. I don't know if you're aware of this yet on the website. We have the open box.
Okay, so
clearance.
We put the tab back on.
Right, that's back. So the
slightly used trinkets and treasures. Yep.
And so we have a few Milwaukee things that were used for photography and other such things. Some T-shirts. These impact boots. A couple of the prints of the cars that were in previous giveaways. And they do have one stainless steel Cox Reels pressure hose reel mount that got sent back because there's a little scratch or two on it. So
got it.
And a rather interesting pose there with Bryce. So the slightly used stuff is back up in the store temporarily.
Okay. Well, I need to go start digging in the corners of the building and see what else we can put up there.
There's a lot.
Yeah, some Milwaukee deals, some deals on all kinds of stuff.
Certain size T-shirts, we just have a few left. Yeah, clearance sale there. Nate wants to know, hey, Matt, I just got my car PPF'd, but not ceramic coated.
Yep.
How easily will it get scratched by washing before I can get it ceramic coated?
It won't. If you could just heat it up, just pull it out in the sun, and then pretty much any PPF will kind of self-heal or level back. So, yeah, you don't have to worry about that with PPF.
All right, Brian asked here in the chat, has Matt ever been into motorcycles? Think he's sleeping on that market, showing the best way to clean and maintain those. So hard to get them dialed in.
No, I had I've told this story many times, but I had a crotch rocket. I had a YZF-R 6 for 900 miles and got pulled over doing 87 and a 35. And so I was, 24, I think, when I got that. And I sold it like a couple weeks later and lost a couple grand, and I got that out of my system. I was scared to death on that thing anyway, so I can barely drive a car, let alone a motorcycle. So we're good. I'm glad. I have no desire. I love them. I think they look fantastic. I wish I was into them because I just collect them, but yeah, no, can't do it.
From Jeff H here in the chat, hey Matt or Chris, when do you see the active pressure washers coming back in stock? They're in stock right now, so they have been this week, and we've already got more on the way because most of them are sold, but there are a few left right now. Let's see. Mr. Flawless says, what do you think a mobile high-end wash should cost?
I would say $200. But then again, a mobile wash, and it depends. If we're calling it a high-end wash, that means you're probably washing a car that you've already taken care of, or is coated. And I think I'd have two prices. If your car has been detailed and is coated and taken care of, especially by you, then I'd probably charge $125 or $150. It'll be way easier to clean. You do it faster. You do it in half the time. Maybe not half the time, but a percentage of the time. And then I would have a non-cared for car, $200. But that would be for guys who have nice cars that don't care to get it. But then those would be your best, because then you can talk them into doing some more service in the future, paint correction and all that stuff. So yeah, I'd say 200 and under, would be, depending on where you're at in the world. Now, you might find if you're in Los Angeles, you might be better off charging 250 or 300. Be at the height of the market, you'll get a better perceived value, and you just kind of have to try it. Especially if you already have a detailing business and you have some detailing clients where you can go out and swing for some home runs on that and see, what the market can bear, what people are willing to pay. $100, is where you start to get into the pain zone. But if you got somebody with a $280,000 car and they don't want to care for it, and you could also pitch them on, hey, you haven't bought any equipment, you haven't bought. If you really got into this, go to Obsessed Garage and see. You're going to be buying a $2,000 pressure washer. You're going to be, or $3,000. You're going to mount on the wall, and then you're buying polishers and towels, and you don't have to do any of that. So, let's say you pay me, $200 every other week. That's $400 a month. That's $4,800 a year to take care of your, $300,000 car. Versus you'd easily spend $5,000 if you go on the Obsessed Garage website and you try to start doing this yourself. And then what's your time worth? Because a guy who has a $280,000 car probably makes $1,200 an hour, $2,000, $3,000, $4,000, $5,000 an hour, depending on how much money he makes. So for him to shell out $200 for your hour or your 2 hours of time. And I think I would set the cap at 2 hours max, but it wouldn't take you that long, especially a car that's well maintained.
He's in Vegas. Some more details here.
Yeah.
New customers, $120. Maintenance washes, $85.
Yeah, I would make that more. I would probably pay more for that, or have them pay more. I'd work toward doubling that if you could. And Vegas could support it. And maybe you slowly raise your price over time. You get people on the teat. Get them so that they can't live without you. And then, because what'll happen is if you're really good at it and you start to build up a big listing of people, and you'll have too many people and not enough time. So then you've got to cull your book, if you will, cull your business and increase your prices, so that way only the top echelon that really want your service will keep you.
All right, we've got a super chat from TDAZ250, $4.99 US. Matt, curious if you have any sway with Milwaukee for an Ego style blower made by them, maybe a special edition blue OG with the power of an Ego or Eco, he says.
The issue is the battery. They don't have a kind of an in-between battery between the HD battery is not big enough to do what the Ego does, like the HD12. So it would need to have two HD12s, which I guess you could have, but that would be a departure. They don't really have any tools to take multiple batteries. And so you would need that sort of design, and then you would need, or you need to go up to their MX, and then the MX batteries get really expensive. Eco kind of has that cornered, man. It'd be hard for them to compete in that area unless they had a complete redesign, which they're staying consistent and on brand and on task. And when you start to veer off on things, it may not work. So, but I wish.
All right, Scott Taylor wants to know, do you have any Festool recommendations?
I haven't really used much of their stuff. I'm really interested in their vacuum cleaners, but you can't frickin' buy one. They don't have any. So I wanted to buy all of them so I could test them out and then become a dealer, but I'm just going to have to wait till I push the vacuums off, and then I push the vacuums off in favor of lighting, and then I push the lighting off in favor of audio, and now audio is going to be problematic in getting in stock too, so it's all tricky.
Christopher Weisenbach wants to know, do you have any vacation house updates?
Nothing. I have house here updates we can talk about toward the end here, but yeah, we're looking every single frickin' day for the last however many months, just haven't found anything we really want. So maybe you guys are right. Maybe I'll go up there and build something. So maybe I'll start looking. I was thinking about that. Maybe I'll start looking at lots in the Highlands, and then tackle that a couple of years from now. I don't know what to do.
From Sean P. in the chat, will the 100-foot Continental garden hoses be back in stock soon? No, unfortunately. We're only getting short ones now because our supplier doesn't have a whole lot. Most outside garden hose reels are crap. What do you recommend? I know what you recommend.
Yeah, you're going to have to wait for the 100-foot Continental.
No, but he's asking also about the garden hose reels. Ely, right?
Oh, yeah. Sorry, Ely reel, yeah. I checked out on you there halfway through that. Yeah, you want an Ely reel. And what you could do is, you can get an Ely hose for now, and then if they have them, I'm sure they're going to run out of them soon. I don't like the Ely poly hose. The rubber hose is really not good at all, but I don't like the poly hose. It doesn't wind up very nicely. It kind of kinks up. It's just not as stout. It's not as good as the Continental. But if you can't get a Continental, it doesn't do any good. So I'd just get an Ely reel, easy Ely hose for now. I can't sell them. They only sell direct. They made a gut reaction. They went all over the place online, and then their pricing got destroyed. And so they said, screw it, we're pulling these all off the market and selling only directly, and they made a hard line. Even though I had a great relationship with them, they just pulled it all back.
Ely is E-L-E-Y. That's the one to search for. Obsessed Mobile Detailing wants to know, I just got my first apartment with an attached garage. You're asking the wrong person here, Obsessed. I know the answer. Do you think I'm going too far by wanting to install Swiss tracks, flooring, lighting, new garage door, lift, etc.? Thanks.
And what was the start of that? In an apartment?
An apartment with an attached garage.
No, I've done that before. You just take it with you. Mm-hmm. I'm basically doing that right now, the house I bought. No, I don't think so. I mean, especially if you work hard, you make a decent amount of money, you set it up the way you want. If you're going to be living there for a while, I don't care if you rent it, you own it, people get so bent out of shape about that. The wealthiest person I don't know how much money he has, but I'm assuming he's the wealthiest person I've ever met. He doesn't own anything. He leases his apartment. He leases his garage. He leases his cars. He doesn't want the responsibility. He doesn't want anything to do with that. He doesn't need to. And so there's a real convenience in that. He's not out to try to generate, his business makes so much money that he's not out to generate an extra return on the, this or that. That's what, it's just, I think that you just do what helps with value. Now, I don't think you do that in spite of your future, you spend all of your future down payment on your future house if that's what you want on a rental, but I would do it. Why not? You're probably not going to go as far as you would go if you were doing something else, but if it's a house you own, but why not? Yeah, I'm for it.
BB Dave 1 says, I just want a simple 2.1 audio setup for the garage. Would you do discrete speakers or a sound bar?
Definitely not a sound bar. You only do a sound bar if you have to. I would do a pair of speakers, and we're going to solve that problem for you. And the hardest decision people are going to have to make is, do you do the OG studio monitor solution, or do we do some basic pair of speakers solution? If you want to hit me up, Matt@obsessedgarage.com, tell me how much money I got to spend of yours, and I'll tell you what to get. But yeah, no sound bar. Sound bars are terrible.
Darren says, hey Matt, I live up in Massachusetts. I recently bought a 2018 X5M. Mm-hmm. I won't be driving this car during the winter. Mm-hmm. Do you have any suggestions on how to store a car for 5 to 7 months during the winter?
Yeah, I've never done that, but I would be inclined to get, flat spot preventers, or the little round things that you pull on. You'd overinflate your tires, right? So you inflate them. And then I would, get a trickle charger so you can keep the battery charged. And then that's about it, and you just be wary of, check on it on mice and things like that. Make sure they don't end up nesting in there.
Here's a good businessy question for you from Ian in the chat. As a bit of a control freak, how do you deal with managing a team of people? I'm struggling to effectively develop and benefit from my junior colleagues.
Yeah, that's a tough one, man. It comes down to your ability to to have mercy and empathy and understanding, which I'm horrible at. And you got to surround yourself. I think step one is you want to build a close knit team. You want to build a core group. Some people that can be your sounding board, that won't lie to you, that will tell you the truth, or at least half the truth. If you start to have an understanding of how, if you're the one paying the bills, that doesn't matter how close you are with someone, they're always going to treat you a little differently. They're always going to insulate you a bit from their thoughts, and so you have to attempt to extract that if you can. But having so I get a lot of coaching. The coach handles a lot of that stuff for me by gathering all the people together. So, and then as you get bigger, you develop a leadership team outside of your core group, and that leadership team will then help take you to the next level. And then you just have to try, which I'm very, very terrible at, to go around and divvy out some compliments and interest, show some genuine interest in people. It's not so much compliments, it's just interest. Hey, what are you up to? What are you doing? And I have a real hard time with that. Every day I wake up, I'm going to do that, and I don't do it. But it's a hard game. It's some game that a lot of times I'm wishing I didn't get into. So could have been a sole practitioner and ship out 10 t-shirts a month. I probably make more money than I'm making now. So, but what's the fun in that? If you want to build something great, that's what you got to go for.
D-Boots here in the chat says he's a Hex member. There's a great video yesterday, so I went back to see which one. I think it was the Brad video, the Scrub and Speak, as they called it. But there's lots. There's there's at least 3 or 4 new ones in the past 2 days.
Yeah, no, it's probably my video. That was a great one.
Oh, yeah,
sure.
Of course. Let's see, what was yours? Oh, yeah, business coaching and failed businesses. Yeah, that might have been it too.
Yeah, I spent a lot of time talking about, it was a real roundabout way, but like when somebody says, well, how do I get a business coach? I don't know. I don't know how you do that. How would you do that? And so only thing I know is how it happened for me, and it was a lot by accident. And the same thing with talking about, giving advice on business and things like that. I mean, it's like, I don't know. I don't know how to give you advice because chances are you don't have it. It's not for you. Being a business owner is not for most people. You should go be the best employee or C-suite executive or best, State Farm agent or whatever, whatever works for you. Go be the best at that. But, it's really hard for anybody to figure out what that best thing could be. Who knows? Maybe what I'm doing is not what I'm best suited to do. Probably best suited to work in a coal mine or something.
You're missing out.
I've gotten a little fat and lazy, though, to make that happen. But
all right, let me go to a couple of Facebook questions here. One from Justin Eichhorn. When will we see the TE37s on the Raptor?
Yeah, I mean, it's probably getting close to 8 or 10 weeks since I ordered the tires. Just waiting on the tires. Now I got my balancing machine up and running, ready to go. And then I'm going to detail the Raptor as well at the same time. You'll love this. It has all these aftermarket lights on it, and the light's been blinky crazy, and then finally the light just stayed on. And I'm sitting on the couch, tired as crap. I got a real good show recommendation for you, by the way. Don't let me forget about that. And I'm sitting there watching my new favorite show, and Michelle was like, the light's on. I just walked out. That's why I have these in my pocket. I just walked out and sniffed the wire right at the end of it. I'm like, I'm done with this thing. Because they've got a bunch of stuff. They got the steps running, and the guys who did it in Leesburg are kind of janky. And so I don't know which wire's which. And so I just went out and did old snip. Done. Problem solved. I came in, I said, problem solved. And she saw these in my hand. She says, oh, no. I said, yep, it's good. You don't have to worry about it ever again. Because she wouldn't use the lights anyway. Can't use them. You blind everybody.
But you got to have like at least 4 light bars on your truck these days to make it through the fog.
Yeah.
All right, another Facebook question here. This one, speaking of Raptors, Andrew Crudge. Hey, Matt, just took delivery of a brand new Gen 3 Raptor with blue interior. It's a temporary truck for now, blah, blah, blah. The truck has leather / Alcantara seats.
Yep.
I've never owned anything with Alcantara fabric. What do I need to order and do to keep it always looking fresh in a daily driver?
Yeah, I mean, it's tricky because you have to tape off things and things like that to some extent. Go check out what's a good video. Just search Alcantara on the OG channel. You want Sonex Alcantara cleaner. You want the Alcantara. You probably won't need it for quite a few years, but you would want eventually a color lock Alcantara sanding pad, interior sanding pad. You want the full suite of color lock stuff. So first thing you want to do is when you do your first detail, you probably don't even really need to clean the surface of the seats, but you want to put a coat of leather shield on the leather. You don't need to put anything on the Alcantara. And then, once every 9 months or a year or so, you're going to go and you're going to follow my, cleaning procedure for Alcantara. Get yourself a little spray bottle. Get yourself some Sonex Alcantara cleaner, a bunch of microfiber towels, and you're going to kind of clean it out. Just keep it from building up. But you'll find that those inserts in the seats really don't take as much damage as they do when you have a full Alcantara seat.
Yeah, so Andrew, I just did a quick little search on the OG YouTube page. There's easily 10 or 12 videos on Alcantara cleaning and what you need. So.
Yep. Yeah, the E92 one, actually take the seat out, put it on a table so you can see a little better. That's a good one to watch. Because those seats have leather and Alcantara.
Question here from Steven on Facebook. Hey, Matt and Chris, I have a set of new chrome forge line wheels that are ceramic coated. Is Brake Buster a bit too strong for the wheels, or should I just use GSF on them?
Yeah, I don't know much about chrome, but I'm inclined to be a bit more delicate with it. So I think it's a good idea, especially if they're coated. Who knows how long that coating's going to last on those chrome wheels? But yeah, I think that's what I would do too.
One more wheels question here. This one is from Curdy Burt on Instagram. I'm having some old Jeep wheels powder coated, and I can't find much information on which ceramic coating is best for powder coated wheels.
Any of them, any of it's fine. Do Deluxe and Gliss.
That was his question. Is CarPro Deluxe top of the list still the best option?
Yep. It's 2 coats of Deluxe, 1 coat of Gliss. That's what I would do.
All right, let's see here. From R. Milan on Instagram. Thanks for giving the update last week on the Model 3. You didn't seem too high on the car lately. Are there any reasons why, and any new recommendations for cars in the same price range?
Yeah, it's good. I mean, it's like the Model 3 is a lot like an iPad for me. I've gotten, I think, 3 iPads. It's cool. I love it when I first get them. Like, this is great. Let me set it all up and get the apps all done. Let me get it all dialed in. And I got the state-of-the-art technology, and I got the keyboard set up. I got the right case for it, and I'm going to take it anytime I fly. I'm going to take it with me, and I'm going to use that. And then, when I'm in the hotel, I'll use it there, and it's going to be great. And I set it on my nightstand and plug it in, and it never freaking leaves ever. I love setting it up. I love shopping for it. I love picking the most expensive one, speccing it all out. And so the Model 3 reminds me of that. It's like, man, I had a lot of blast. I'm going to get the suspension, put some ridiculous brakes on it, make it really nice, make it, detail it, figure out what the paint is like, work on. I love doing the software updates on it. I feel like I'm getting something special, something new. And then it's just sitting on the end table. That's, especially if you're in my shoes and you've got 3 M3s and 2 GT Porsches, like, why would you want to drive the Model 3? The Model 3, the plan was it was supposed to help me get out and help me drive, and it doesn't help at all. So, yeah, that's the story.
All right, from Mike in the chat, Mike McCullough. Hey, Matt, what is the best one-step polish to get swirls out, if possible, and what pad combo?
If you want to do one step, if you have a lot of swirls, then I do Jescar correction compound and a Meguiar's microfiber cutting pad, and then you just don't finish it, I guess. But I don't know why you do that, because it takes you another hour to finish it. Get the combo, do the 2-step. But yeah, you'll be happy with what Jescar looks like. So you have a choice. I could do a 1-step with perfect finish, and I'll have a better gloss or end result, but I'll still have some scratches left over. Or I could chase the scratches, and I may not have quite as good of a gloss result or reflective result. It won't look as deep and as wet as if you did the perfect finish. So if you want better gloss, do perfect finish 1-step with a Grupes yellow pad. If you want more cutting, a little less gloss, go with the Jescar correction compound and the microfiber cutting pad. If you want to do it right, do both.
All right, 94 Nightmare has a question for you. This is something you'll never experience. He has a 2021 Ram 5500 that I ceramic coated.
Yeah.
I drive about 10,000 miles per month.
Yeah.
How often should I recoat it?
Once a year. Yeah, maybe more.
It's a lot of miles.
Yep. Yeah, once a year at least. But you should have to know. You need to wash it and see what it feels like. But I would guess in a year it's going to start to get crunchy. You're going to have to decontaminate it. When you decontaminate, you're going to want to just remove it and go and repolish and put it back on. So I'd say once a year, and it depends on the coating you're using too. But any of them are going to get kind of contaminated and start to get crunchy.
Let's see here.
You think I'm doing all kinds of trap work. It's just like I've been having that sitting. Do you ever get that at the desk? Sitting at the desk like your traps, like I get hurt, fatigued.
No,
it's all this couch laying I've been doing. I'm laying on a couch too much.
That'll do it. Let's see. We have people checking in from all over here. We got Montreal, San Diego,
Canada.
Minnesota, California. Our buddy Brian out in California. Sunny San Diego. From Connor.
I think I'm going to have to go to Alberta, Chris. I don't think Toronto's going to work for us.
Sounds good.
Yeah.
I'd probably like that.
They're probably never going to let me in.
I think they've been watching the podcast. Like, yeah, this guy's definitely
No.
not coming. And Chris definitely hasn't come.
I don't know that I'm ever going to be able to get. You're going to have to get some. I'm going to have to hire some vaccinated people or something, or some people that don't have any history, because I'm afraid of going there and they're going to lock me up for just being a human. I don't know how you Canadians put up with that crap. They control your life. It's insane. I love Florida. California and Canada, the two places I'm not going anytime soon until you guys figure out your crap. Elect some people who aren't going to, same thing in Australia. What are you guys doing?
More Toronto people chiming in here. We got a good Toronto contingent.
So Toronto, gosh, how do you guys put up with it? They're just way nicer people,
That is true.
Gerald Trudeau, is that Justin Trudeau's grandson or something? So
Manitoba.
Yeah, Manitoba. Maybe you just go there unreported, just sneak over the border But yeah, I want to be there so badly, but I don't know how I'm going to be able to run a business there. They're going to take all your revenue and make you that's the problem. Like if I was there, would they just close it? You can't go to work. How does that work? It's nuts. Maybe they have the same stigma that people have about Florida, that everybody's dying in Florida. It's freaking nonsense. That Florida's, because it's like the wild, wild west, and everybody here's dying. The hospitals are spilling out of the front doors, and it's all going downhill. So maybe Canada's like the same thing.
We also got British Virgin Islands, BVI, Caribbean here. Okay. Excellent. Manor Chris, do you ever come to Montreal? I've never been to Montreal. I've been to Toronto, actually. Hamilton.
Yeah, I don't know if Quebec. Is that how you say Quebec?
Quebec, yeah.
That's how they say it on Letterkenny. I love that show. I don't know that that is ever a place I ever care to go. Sorry, guys.
I want to go to Vancouver. I have some friends there. I'm going to go there one day.
I just want to go to Calgary. I want to go to Lake Louise.
And tip your hat to everyone.
Yeah, I'm going to get a cowboy hat. I'm going to go to Calgary.
Dress up like a Mountie, and you can sneak across the border really easily. Let's get to the super chat from Saturn444. 1,000 rupees.
You got that currency down now?
Yeah, and he reminds me here. Hi there. I'm the 1,000 of something Indian rupees guy from some time back. I had full PPF on my Beamer to help me be more casual about washing/maintenance. Mm-hmm. But I am trying to take care of the PPF more than the actual paint.
Yeah, that can happen, meaning he finds himself working on the PPF more, rubbing on that more than he would have if he didn't have the darn PPF. I think that's what you do. Because you got to care for the edges and things like that. So I think that it's one of those things that you just have to. You're doing the right thing. If we want it to last, you got to take care of it. So you're going to wash it like the paint, and it's a solid investment. And you spend a lot of money to have the PPF done. But it can work in your favor. Like people who don't want to care for their car as much can do that. But I don't think that. That's what I do to my GT3. I take care of it just as if there wasn't any PPF on it. My GT3 doesn't get cared for any differently than my GT4. In fact, it probably gets cared for a little bit more because it's more money. So I think you're on the right path.
All right, there you go, Saturn444. 1,000 rupees, by the way, as of today, is $13.56 US.
Nice.
There you go. Let's see. We have a Dino up in Canada says, if you come to Toronto, I'll do your Unify setup for you. New Wi-Fi 6 stuff is most excellent. There you go. Got all kinds of people.
Yeah, I like. I want to get there, and I think we can do really well there. And the goal was to get there by the end March 31st. That was my goal. Really get ramped up on this project of updating the website and making all these videos and getting lighting and getting audio and all that stuff done, and then getting up there. But not only can I not enter, I don't think that. I don't think that I can run a business there. I'm not going to require people to do anything. You do whatever you want. It's your life, not mine. That's the definition of freedom. But apparently, what do they say Canada was? It's not a democratic republic. It's a something or other. It's like it's not technically. You technically don't have freedom of speech in Canada. You have something else. That isn't really freedom of speech. What kind of government is Canada?
Rely on Google here. Parliamentary system, representative democracy, constitutional monarchy, federal monarchy.
It's all of those.
That sounds like
it's
a lot of
kingdom.
is a constitutional monarchy wherein the role of the reigning sovereign is both legal and practical, but not political. Oh, that doesn't.
I don't know what any of that means.
Me either. We need a history.
All I know is that they, are going to take me to jail when I go up there and start talking smack, and I'm, doing whatever I freaking want to do with whatever I feel like doing.
They're like one big HOA.
You should have seen me yesterday when the fire marshal came in here. I had to bite my tongue. I almost screwed it up. Matt, don't talk. Do not talk. Do not talk.
It's not good that you were there.
Oh, man. He's like, we might have to put a firewall in here. I'm like, what? I was like, no, don't say that. Don't say what. He said, How about I do what I want in my own house, in my own building? How about you get your freaking rear end out of here? I know better than you do. How about this? I'll take the risk. If it burns down, I take the risk. What is a firewall going to do? It's a freaking concrete and metal building. How much fire are we going to get? There's nothing to burn. Everything's metal and plastic here. What's going to burn? My 2020 car is going to catch on spontaneously combust. You need to make sure you can get it out of the building. I could take a nap, get up, walk past it, and walk out any of the various doors that are in there. By the way, I don't need a lit exit sign to tell me that. You could blindfold me, take a nap, light my car on fire. I could wake up and then just blindly walk out the door. So freaking stupid.
His wife's probably like the HOA president, and you're screwed now. They're watching you everywhere. You're going to be here every day for weeks. Let's see. We have a super chat from Tyler Coupleman, who I believe is local. He's close by here. $5 US. He says, what is the best coating for my vinyl tonneau cover?
You don't use the same coating as the car. I mean, actually, EXO will make it look the best, but I like to do the multi-step. I feel like it lasts longer, but most detailers will just do EXO on a cover like that. But I would do CSL first, and then I would do 2 coats of EXO on it, and you'll get a year and a half or so out of that, and it'll look fantastic. It'll make it look better than new. That's what's cool about it. I'm going to do that to the Raptor with the roll and lock. Yeah, I think I did a roll and lock cover on Michelle's. She loves that thing.
Jackson Hodges says, I have a 5x8 cargo trailer. Should I put Swiss tracks in the bottom? Martin did that on his trailer.
Yeah, I don't know. It's going to flex around quite a bit. I mean, I would try it. Better than that, the little circle, you ever seen that little circle tape, little flooring? It's like vinyl flooring. It's adhesive backed. Yeah. Has a little, millions of little circles on it. Way better than that. What that stuff looks like. But you do lose 3/4 of an inch. So, in a trailer, every square inch is valuable. But I would probably do it and see if I liked it. But that's what I think that's what I would do. And then if I didn't like it, you just pop it out and go put it somewhere else.
Quick question here from James on Facebook. What is Matt's opinion on the Rupes Nano versus the Flex PXE80? Does one outshine the other?
I don't like the PXE80 very much. I know lots of people do. It certainly has more torque, more output, stalls less than the Rupes, but it's so bulky. It's not a good 3-inch, and it's not a good 1-inch. Let me say, it's not a great 3-inch. It's not a great 1-inch. I have it. I do use it occasionally, but I think that even though the Rupes stalls like crazy, it's the best we've got.
All right, Hayden Schnell on Instagram says, hey, Matt and Chris, I backordered an active portable solution a couple weeks ago after the podcast. Should that ship out today? I saw the 50-foot Cobra Jet hoses finally came in stock this morning. I don't know, Hayden, because we had a bunch of people who had also pre-ordered / backordered. So as the orders came in, that's the order in which we're putting them out.
I mean, he should get it. It's just a question whether it goes out today, Monday, or Tuesday.
Yeah, so we have all the stuff needed in stock now to answer part of your question. Oh, here's a good question I know you'll enjoy from Dan N.
Okay.
Well, it's not really a question, actually, but I think you'll enjoy it. I'm still sad, he says, how you butchered the E36 installing the air filter.
These people are so freaking stupid. Now I see these douchebags that I had to block and just because they're annoying, commenting on other E36 videos that I'm watching of other guys like Treats on Treats on the Streets and thick M3. You know, these guys. They make a lot of BMW videos and stuff, and they have E36s, and then I see in the comments, yeah, not like that Obsessed Garage's ruined car. His car sucks. Yours is way better. And then the guy's like, bro, this is like a 180,000 mile wrapped. I paid $5,500 for my car. It's not the same as the Obsessed Garage car. You freaking idiots. Oh, I just made a little Instagram live video, but man. The E36. I wasn't sure about that. I'm certainly unsure about the E46. The E46 is probably going to become a giveaway car. You guys love the S54, but I don't know. I'm thinking that engine sucks. And I think you guys are all, brainwashed. But I don't know yet. I need some more time. Either way, I'm gonna chase it, because if I do a giveaway, then we'll have to share the story. I'll have to do all the stuff. Where was I going with that? But the E36, I drove it for the first time after doing all the steering rack transforms the car. Even though it's not a line, I just drove it up and down the street here because I didn't have seatbelts in it, and I didn't want to drive without a seatbelt, and so I only drove it like a tenth of a mile up the street. So I took it for a couple of miles out, and it's going to be freaking amazing. Get the interior done. I'm doing the stereo in it. So I'm doing a rather pricey stereo again, not Civic level, but a nice little stealth stereo we're gonna put in it. The interior is gonna get done. It ships out October 2nd or 3rd. It'll probably be there for most of November. So it'll probably be back in December, and then the car should be streetable. I have to ship it to PSI to get the alignment done, and then I'll just drive the darn thing. We'll see, but I'm pretty sure I'm gonna frickin' love it. So,
yeah, and the air filter, it all looks really nice now. He'll be happy. You don't have to be sad anymore.
You're so stupid.
Tyler gave us some insight here about his tonneau cover. He did the back Revolver X4S on his Gen 2 Raptor and planned to take it over my Gen 3. Would highly recommend. That's that one.
Yeah.
Roll up. That is nice.
Yeah. Do you have to do that manually? Roll it up like that? I guess so.
It looks like it, yeah.
That's what I liked about the roll-in lock. The roll-in lock just slides in.
Yeah, put all your speakers
Lots of
back
cool,
there, your
yeah.
guitar. Yeah,
Lots of cool covers out there. But I chose the roll-in lock because it would work best for Michelle, not having to flip things up and messing it up. But it does sacrifice about 8 inches of the bed of an already pretty short bed.
Jake wants to know if you have any recommendation for protection on a sectional, or do you just roll with the punches?
A sectional couch?
Yeah, like a big couch. You put any protection on it, or you just hope?
Oh, protection? Yeah, no. You can't. If you do that crap, you're going to be laying on it and be like, this is terrible. I only did that one time. We do Scotch Guard, and I'm telling you, can tell. It's got like a funk to it, a stick to it. Yeah, you just roll with it. You know what helps a lot is if you do like outdoor fabrics for the in the house, especially if you have kids. And then someday when my kids are gone, then I'll get like a real fuzzy soft couch. Because the microfiber that was in my home theater, my Lazy Boy microfiber thing, it's like, Lazy Boy's kind of white trash fancy, but it's the best that I knew of. And because I'm not really a furniture guy. And so I bought the nice white trash fancy couch, and then it's in the living room. It's freaking destroyed in like... not your level, not your definition of destroyed, but my level of definition of destroyed inside of how long have we been there? 7 months, something like that. Not good.
We got a couple super chats here. First one from Jay Weathers, $10 US. So Matt, I finally got my F80 M3, an Auto Solution short shifter, and racing... I think that's supposed to be Stratus Alcantara knob, and my experience has changed. I'm local, and you have to drive it since you hate the sloppy BMW manuals.
Yeah, Auto Solutions is good, man. The F80 manual transmission isn't so bad because I think it's derived from the 1M transmission, and because the 1M made some improvements over the E92, and then the F80 I didn't think it was terrible, but yeah, the Ronald Auto Solutions is super legit. Make a huge difference in what it feels like. And then you do that weighted knob, it feels more direct. Kind of like my E46 does with the UUC setup. I don't think Ronald's making stuff for E36 anymore, but I'll do an auto solutions for the E46, and you can make it way better. But yeah, I'm happy to try it. We do need to get rolling on our wash and drive series soon before somebody else copies that and steals it.
Come on by.
Yeah.
Another super chat from Ken Jeeper, $4.99. Do you know if the recent active pressure washers, our updated ones, have been revised to address the purging issues?
Yeah, I don't know. I know that they're working on it. They're building a testing rig and all of that. This is how it goes, people. People get so mad. It's a freaking $200 pressure washer. This is part of the deal. They want perfection. They want Porsche 911 for $200. We don't know what it is, and so we're gonna figure it out. But I can promise you that we're the only people, Tommy and his team, me, the whole crew, all of active, we're trying to figure it out. So let your thing surge a little bit, and then if we come up with a new solution, throw that one away and get another one. This is how it goes when you want something. See, we've kind of developed this reputation, which I never asked for, was that we're only selling perfection, which I've literally said every single day for the last 6 years. I'm getting you most of the way there. And so all these people get all up in arms, and I have to bite my tongue to not go into the Facebook group and say, you're all gone. Get out of here. It's a $200 pressure washer, and it does nearly 2 gallons a minute of output. I don't care if the thing surges all week. So it has something to do with the 50-foot hose. Tommy has more information on it than I do, but we're fighting for you. We're fighting to figure it out. We've had problems with every pressure washer from day one, and because water under pressure is problematic. It's the way it is, and this is how it goes. You just have to be patient, and we'll figure it out. And you might have to struggle a little bit. This is the way it goes. It's $200, so I'd still buy one. And if it's it pulses on and off once every 40 seconds, who cares? I don't want it to do that, but I'd certainly rather have it do that than have to use the 25-foot hose it comes with. So I don't know what it is. The thing I think it might be is a imprecise 15 millimeter outlet fitting. Maybe it's like 15.1 millimeters, and so maybe that's the issue, because the active hose has that seal that really torques on and seals up versus our fitting. So I'm thinking maybe we can. They're working on it. Maybe we can do like a different O-ring on the fitting or something to make sure that seals up, because the 50-foot hose shouldn't really matter. Once it's pressurized, it should stay pressurized. So we just don't know, but we're working on it. And, we should get some credit for freaking working harder than anybody else on the planet is going to work to solve these problems. What we're not going to do is just give everything to everybody for free. It doesn't make any sense. We're not in the free business. I'm giving you all of this data for free, for gosh sakes. So you should, help us out here. Chill out. Or don't buy one. Buy a Krensla. If you don't, and then even with the Krensla, you're gonna have problems. It's the way it goes. It's water under pressure. It's the way it goes.
So I scroll back up in the chat here because this was discussed earlier, and Chris Lindsay in the chat said, "I just had a replacement sent by Active. Mine wouldn't stop running and just stayed on. Active support was awesome, by the way."
Yeah. So there's a problem, right? The little pulse or a little surge because we're doing aftermarket stuff. It'd be like you're screaming and crying at at Active, not bad idea, but Active BMW, where they tune BMWs, and you tune the car and your car starts running funny. We're modifying the thing, but people think, I get it, they think that we're selling this solution so it should be perfect. Well, it's not. I'll tell you that right now. Nothing we sell is perfect. Put it in writing. But gosh, I wish I had me to buy from. Gosh, it would be so awesome. I'm looking for the obsessed garage of everything, and it doesn't exist anywhere in anything but what we're doing.
This is pretty close to perfect, but it's still not there. I got a couple suggestions. This is pretty good.
Oh man, so just chill out, people. And when you see people losing their crap in the Facebook group, tell them to frickin' chill out. Tell them to stop this entitlement nonsense. Oh, I've seen that active. Or stop the nonsense of you don't have one, so you're going to look for every opportunity to stick it to everybody else who does have one and is fortunate enough to get one. Instead, look up to them and aspire to put together a couple $100 to get a pressure washer instead of the insecurity that's involved in that. So anyway, we're trying to. We're not trying. We're doing, but some of these things take time to figure out. I'm just glad we have it. I'm glad it exists because Karcher does 1.4 gallons a minute. This does 1.9. It's awesome.
We have a super chat here from Adam C. $4.99 US. Actually, Adam, we just kind of addressed this, so you may want to go back a little. Any progress on Obsessed Garage Canada location? No.
Yeah. No.
The short answer is no.
I still have never even been to Canada in my life other than crossing over into Niagara Falls.
Yeah, it doesn't count.
right. That's it. So I should probably go there sometime because I have this love affair with Canada, but I've never even been there. And now I don't love it so much because you guys have gone nutty.
B. Doggery in the chat says, I pitched my active pressure washer and bought a Comet from OG. Great upgrade. And Comet's pretty good for some people.
Yeah, so you buy it, use it for a year or so, and just toss it and give it to somebody else like mine. You just give it to somebody else and you go elsewhere. Just some people just have unrealistic expectations for things, and you've got to take some ownership in this world of your decisions. Don't put it back on me. You suck. That you're entitled. Get out of here. Don't buy it from anybody. Good luck. Once you call and start yelling at Amazon. So you're yelling at the guys. You're yelling at my guys. Tommy's the nicest human I've ever met in my entire life. People are yelling at him, but he's not giving them enough support. He's literally working 12 hours a day to create these solutions and figure all this stuff out. And you're yelling at him. If I find that out, I'm freaking getting on a plane and we're going to have some words.
It's coming to Canada. Josh says, I'm waiting for the Comet to come back to the OG store so I can ditch my Ryobi. Comet should be here next week, Josh.
Yeah, I still don't love the Comet. Yeah.
Do you love it more than the Ryobi? He has a Ryobi.
Yeah, oh yeah.
See, that's an upgrade.
Come on. Yeah.
You have Ryobi PTSD right now after this morning. Let's see. My poor man's Karcher is just about perfect. Yeah, my Karcher just bit the dust last night, actually.
But it's not. You just got that's the other thing is you get lucky, You get lucky and sometimes you get something that works great and sometimes you're unlucky. Like I just bought a $9,000 freezer that doesn't work. Am I calling Sub-Zero and Aggressive Appliance? I don't have time for that. So I'm taking the time. Hey, let's figure it out. We determined that the door, it must have been smacked in shipping, and so the door, when it hit the bottom of the door, so the door just has a little, probably like a 30-second of a little bend in it, and so the seal won't seal. We know that because me and the service guy are kind of working together, and I'm not yelling at the guy and giving him a hard time and telling him how you owe me this, and I literally have bought $100,000+ in the last 5 years of appliances from this place, and have zero sense of entitlement, and I totally understand that this happens. This is the first appliance of all these dozen appliances I've bought that I've had a problem with. I think there's pretty good odds, and this is it's a $9,000 freezer, and I have zero sense of entitlement, and I understand how this works, and they will probably give me a new one if needed, but I have to go through the process of getting it right. And I wouldn't get a new one if it wasn't $9,000 and I hadn't bought $100,000 worth of stuff. It's just the way it goes. But if this was a $900 freezer, it has a warranty, and they try to fix it, and maybe they give you a new one, maybe they don't, but there's no entitlement here. You got to work with them, especially. And I didn't even modify. If I modified the freezer, it'd be on my own.
Didn't do any mods.
Yeah.
All right. Let's see. From Marco or Mark08 on Instagram. When are we going to see a wash and talk in Matt's home garage? I'm curious to see how his wall mount setup looks with the AR.
It's not done yet. I'm supposed to be getting tile not next week, the following week.
So there you go. Yeah, the wash and talks are pretty much here now for a little while. When will you be installing the overhead air and cord reels at the home garage in KD? on Instagram.
Well, I'd like to right now. It's not looking good. I'm waiting on the homeowners association to give me permission to put a garage door in my own frickin' house on my own property. So I'm waiting for that. Speaking of Canada.
Let's see. Captain Brett Cat. Any update on the new OG pressure washer hose? Been using the garbage hose that came in my pressure washer. Should I wait for the new OG hose or get the Cobra Jet?
No, just get the Cobra Jet if you can get one. It's going to be very similar. I'm hoping it's better, but we don't know yet. We might about 50,000 feet to figure it out. 50,000 feet is not that much for us. I mean, that's 550-foot hoses. No, 5,000.
Right.
1,000 50-foot hoses. Sorry, 1,000 50-foot hoses or whatever.
500 100-foot hoses.
Yeah, I guess. Yeah, 500 100-footers, which is not that much for us. We'd sell a lot more if we had them in stock all the time.
And let's see. Greg Knotts wants to know, hey, Matt, this is from Facebook. Do you have an estimated timeline for the OG version of CR Spotless? I want to add filtration to my Comet, but would rather wait for the OG solution.
I mean, I've got nothing, so we're at zero.
So
it's going to be a while. Yeah. And Mike's going to have his hands full for quite some time when he first gets here. So I would wager we'll get started on that mid next year, with a goal to launch it, end of next year, beginning of the following year. What's going to expedite it is I want something for my KWS 700. So that might expedite the process, and then I want it for mine, so we need to get it for yours. Because we'll make it for me, and then we'll produce it.
Rick asked for a HOA update. We kind of got that already. From Nick on Facebook, Nick Thompson. Hey, Matt, would you recommend a separate 3-channel amp in addition to a lower-end Yamaha receiver to power Klipsch LCRs, or just go with a higher-end receiver?
With Klipsch, I mean, a receiver's probably fine. Separates is always going to sound better, almost always, when you have a separate amplifier and preamplifier. But good 3-channel amps are not very common. You normally have to get a mono and a 2-channel, or you get a 5-channel and only use 3 channels of amplification. With Klipsch, because they're so efficient, they have 96 to 98 dB sensitivity, so they tend to operate very efficiently because of the horn. You really don't need much power to make them sound decent. More power does make them sound a little better, but I'd be inclined to just get the best receiver you can get and just stick with that. If you start to get into higher end speakers, then certainly separate preamp amp makes a lot of sense.
All right, let's see. Our buddies Saturn from Indonesia says people in North America don't appreciate what they have. Shame on them.
I know.
He wish he had OG where he is located. Hey, you're always welcome here, Saturn 44.
So, you forgot to remind me about my show.
Yeah,
TV.
I got the note here. Yeah.
Speaking of appreciation,
Okay, good segue.
I'm not doing a good job. I've been super. This show's really kind of affected me. The show Ted Lasso.
I've heard of this. I haven't seen it. Is it HBO?
No, it's Apple TV Plus. So I'm daring to say this. It very well may be the best show of all time.
Whoa, it's high praise.
It's something about it with me. It's just really resonating. I had no interest. I saw the previews. And this is terrible. And then I saw, just out of spite, saw all these, it won all these Emmys. And the Emmys is such a crock of garbage. All those award shows are such nonsense, and see all these horrible humans just sitting there doing this garbage talk and giving out awards to each other, and I'm like, let me just see what this is nonsense. I bet you this sucks. And the premise is essentially positivity, which I clearly have a difficult time with, right? And it's just, I don't know how to explain it. It just resonates so much with me. You've got to watch the show. Everybody right now, tonight, start the show. Watch the first episode, kind of work your way through it. There's no cliffhangers or it's a pretty simple premise in that this guy, he's the football coach at Wichita State, Division II, which I think Wichita State's in Division I, but maybe in football they're Division II. But he's a football coach at Wichita State, and he wins a Division II championship. And him and his assistant coach are then hired to come and be a Premier League soccer coach, European football coach.
Natural progression.
He knows absolutely nothing about soccer, like nothing. Yeah. His assistant coach is like a genius, but just real dry and just has an answer for everything. But him and his assistant coach, they get on a plane, and the assistant coach reads a book about soccer,
football.
And then they get there, and the guy has no interest through the whole first season, the whole season of coaching, doesn't know anything about soccer, doesn't learn anything about soccer, but he's super optimistic and he's attacking the people. He's attacking their character. Not attacking, but he's chasing after their character and to get the most out of the people. It's just really, really amazing. Like the writing is amazing. It's funny as crap. I don't normally laugh out loud at stuff, but this is just it's incredible. You've got to watch the show. It totally applies to me in my life of not being appreciative of people. I'm so appreciative. This is what's so foreign to me is all these people are unappreciative of the product, and I'm so appreciative of products, but people not so much. Hence me yelling at those people that don't appreciate the product. I need to be more appreciative of the people. So sorry to all of you people. I said, what did I call them? All kinds of names.
Douchebags, morons.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
Canadians.
You're right. We should just give everything to you for free forever. We'll just go out of business, and then you're back on your own again. We'll never have any of this great stuff.
That was pretty close to a nice thing to say. Good job. You're getting that.
Ted Lasso, I'm telling you,
have
people.
You watched all of them, all the episodes?
No. I'm in season 2 right now. I'm going to be very sad. Okay. What happens is I keep watching ahead. Michelle gets mad, and then I have to watch again, which is good. Then I really get anything that I may have missed, which is fantastic. It's good enough to watch it like back to back. It's that good. All Man, right. It's good. I don't know about season 2, but season 1 is fantastic.
All right, Ryan.
I was just saying it'll change your outlook on life.
All right, Ted Lasso, everyone. Best TV show ever, according to
It's that and Heartland is a close call.
Oh, good stuff. All right, Ryan wants to know, what does Chris drive? I drive a 2018 Ford F-150. 2.7 liter EcoBoost. That's nice. Matt rode in it today, actually.
Yeah, went to get some barbecue. Yeah. Real thirsty right about now. I wish I was carrying around a bunch of water.
If only.
Bone dry, empty cup over there.
If only. Jared says the OE hose on my 1122 is starting to wear through the jacket after a year of usage. Can I source a replacement through OG, or can I fit a Cobra Jet on new upcoming hose onto the reel?
You need the Krensla, and it's 200 and some odd bones.
Yeah, it's expensive.
Yep, unfortunately.
So, we don't sell that directly on the website, Jared, but if you email support at SS Garage, they can special order one for you. We've done that before.
Yeah, it's a hard thing to adapt. It's got some weird G-type fittings that you can't put an aftermarket hose on, and it has like a 90-degree in it and stuff. It's just it doesn't work well.
James wants to know, when's the forklift detailing series coming?
I keep saying I'm going to do it. I'm going to keep not doing it. Soon.
All right, we have a question from Christian on Instagram. Matt, what are your thoughts, or do you have any experience with LevRec? Seems like a clean solution, so I looked to
Yeah, it does look cool. Page. Yeah, I'm familiar. Okay. Yeah, I don't know. It's cool. I haven't seen it in person. It's an interesting resource. I don't know. It's cool.
Yeah, that does look like something you would like.
Yeah. I probably should get one someday. I don't know where to put it right now, but
thanks a lot, Christian. More money. All right, let's see what else we got here in the. We got each other. We got people calling each other bud in the chat. That's never good.
Bud.
Be nice to each other, buds.
Only I'm allowed to insult everybody.
All right, good. Manny's in the chat saying, "Hey, Jared, send us an email." That's good. We want that. All right. Rico wants to know from Facebook, what's Matt's take on the new Lexus IS 500F Sport? We know he loves a V8 sports sedan.
I don't know. It's probably an automatic, so I'm not interested. I don't really like the new Lexus stuff. It's too bulbous looking.
Any mountain bike lift update?
Yeah, I don't know what happened to that guy. I was supposed to have that thing in August.
The Kickstarter thing?
I paid for it, didn't I? I think I did. Paid for 2 of them.
Nothing there?
He's nothing. I haven't heard anything from him. Maybe he took everybody's money and ditched it. That would have been smart.
And any updates on the mountain bike period? You been riding it at all?
No, but I am thinking about it.
Half the battle.
I do want to ride it, and I've been trying to figure out what my next athletic path is because I'm not doing so great.
TC24 says, Matt, can we get an update on the outdoor kitchen area at the new house?
Yeah. If you go become a member of Inside the Hex, you'll get an
Mm-hmm.
update. No, we did. The cabinets are in. The granite is chosen. The gas lines are getting put on Thursday, and countertops should be early the following week. And then I'll put my stuff in, and then I gotta wait for the heat to get off of me with the HOA, so I can put in a little little wall there to put my hood in, and yeah, that's what we got to do.
And then someone asked a little earlier, will we have a Matt the Cooking Guy video? At least one Matt the Cooking Guy video.
Oh, definitely, yeah, yep.
Excellent. And Philly cheesesteak is what you committed to cooking first, I think. That was sure.
Yes, I can't
Good
wait.
stuff. All right, we're about out of time. This is good.
Real thirsty.
Yep, I'm not.
Oh, I didn't talk about the house, the plans. I don't even tell you. I told you this.
No.
So I'm going to do. So we're really close to getting the lot next to my old house.
Okay.
Like literally next to it. And we were lot 5. This is lot 4. It's not on the market. We called. There's 3 lots back to back, next to each other, and we've just, you do some property searches and then Google search for people's phone numbers and call them out of the blue. So we've been cold calling to try to get one of those lots, and I think we're really close to getting number 4 right next to ours. It's 2.4 acres, which is right around the size I want. I don't want 6 acres again. Our last house was 5.7 acres. And which they basically just put 2 lots together, 2 oversized lots together. And I think I like that community. We've been incessantly, is that a word? We've been
always over and over.
We've been searching a lot. Doing a lot of searching. I think incessant is the right word. We've been incessantly searching for so what we're going to do next, because the frickin' HOA is, we got to get out of there. So this is where I think I want to go. And then with the Carolina house not happening, and there really isn't anything that that's under $5 million that I want in the Highlands, we're gonna have to just sit tight on that plan. But that plan is not dead, so I don't feel like I've wasted everybody's time on that. I think that we're still gonna do Destination OG, and we're gonna get that done at some point. It's just not the right time to do it. So we're still proceeding with building that site and all that stuff. So when we do find a property, we're going to get ready to go. So I'm going to get the lot, hopefully this weekend or next week, and get that lot secured, buy that lot, and then we're going to buy it without a realtor, off the market. And which I'm pretty sure what you do is you just go to a title agency, you hire the title agency, and you go to an attorney and you close on it, and you just cut out the realtor, and the realtor doesn't really do anything anyway. So we are going to get that lot. I'm meeting with what happened is I really want to build an ICF home. ICF stands for Insulated Concrete Form. So it's an ICF, Insulated Concrete Form framing is how you build the house. So you lay a slab down in Florida, put slab on grade, and then you pour like a 6 or 8 inch slab, or whatever you want to pour. And then you put these foam blocks, you build the foam blocks, you form up your walls and your windows and your doorways and all that stuff. And then you pour concrete in between the concrete forms. So think of it like building blocks that you build out of foam, styrofoam, and it has rebar points in between, and you come and you snap your rebar in between the blocks, and then you just dump concrete, and then you have a 6-inch solid concrete wall with insulated foam on either side, and then you put like a poly wall, like a non-permeable layer on the outside, and you waterproof it. The only thing that ICF doesn't have quite as much of capability is for termite treatment, so I'm gonna have to figure that out. But the idea is that the home then becomes like a 100-year structure. If you like Google search, there was a home in Mexico City where like the whole neighborhood was leveled by a storm surge and a hurricane, and the ICF home was just sitting there chilling, like look brand new. And so it's a much sturdier structure, and so you have some better structure for hurricane. And so I want to do that. I've wanted to do that forever. And so then I started searching, like, who am I going to have build this house? Because most builders, especially around here, they don't know anything about modern building science. They don't know about dehumidification. They don't know about closed cell foam. If they know about it, they don't really know how to do it. And so I really don't want to be a guinea pig for some builder who's just testing things out. Zip R sheathing by Huber, and there's a lot of stuff that Matt Reisinger does that I follow. And then doing air treatment like the Zender system and things like that in the house. And I want to build a really sophisticated, modern, net zero home, or probably net positive home, if that's a thing. But a very green, very new, very modern house. And so I did Google searching, and then I made a call today, and I found a company called Turning Leaf out of Sanford, and I called them, and I got the principal. I got one of the principal partners, and I talked to him on the phone, and I said, here's what I want to do. And he started spouting off Zip R and all these things without me even bringing it up about how they build, which is how I would want somebody to build. And so then he referred me to an architect that knows how to design well with ICF. And so we're moving. So I'm going there on Wednesday to meet with the architect. I've been working on my plans for months. And there's a lot of things I don't quite understand how I'm going to set it up. So I'm hoping the architect can help me figure those things out that I've been talking about. And we're going to build, hopefully in the next year or so, we get a house started. And, and so we're probably 2 years out from getting a house, or building a house. But I think I'm going to chase it. And we're going to vlog it and share it and produce it and make some great content around it and share all these things. So that's the plan.
All right. And more of that on Inside the Hex, probably.
Yep.
Jason has one last suggestion here. Good suggestion when it comes to your Matt the Cooking Guy videos. He says, can Ryan be behind the camera heckling Matt the whole time?
Yeah. Am I allowed to curse in those videos?
You have to have the paper towels close by.
Mm-hmm.
Good.
Yep.
All right. Well, thank you all for the questions today, for being nice to each other for the most part in the chat.
Yep. See you guys next week.
Next week we'll be back.
Later.